Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of CovInspiration with Dayo Israel. I have with me in the studio today the special advisor to the governor of Lagos State on religious affairs, Islam. If I rephrase it, I would even say perhaps Islamic affairs in Lagos State. It's no other person than Honorable Jebe Abdullahi. Honorable Jebe, welcome on the show. Welcome on CovInspiration. Good to see you, sir. How's it going?
It's fine. Honorable Israel, we are well done. I have been following your trend since you started this 1 year live program with the officials of Lagos State and the Lagos State government. I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Congratulations. And you know, this is your season. This is Ramadan season, but unfortunately, you couldn't really do the things, I'm sure the things that you wanted to do for the Muslim of Lagos State. Would you tell us some of the things that you would have done if COVID had not stopped you? Please share with us.
Thank you very much. You are welcome. My name is Honorable Jebe Abdullahi Ahmed, the special advisor to Mr. Governor of Lagos State on religion matters, Muslim, to be specific. We appreciate the Almighty God, Almighty Allah, for sparing our life. Though, despite the COVID-19, the government of Lagos State, with the help of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, we were able to do a lot for the Muslim community in Lagos, despite the pandemic. So the palliative, we started those. We started with palliative. The governor did a lot to the Muslim community. So we have 5 divisions in Lagos. We have Lagos Central. We have Ikorodu. We have Badagry. We have Epe, and we have the Ikeja division of Lagos. So we have divisional imam of each this division, and the divisions were categorized in different numbers of LCDA. And in each LCDA, we have chairman of each divisional of each LCDA imams. So I will take from Lagos. I will take from Lagos Central. We have 13 LCDA. So when we send palliative to the central there, the central imam there, then the 13 imams of each division of each LCDA will come over. We will make sure that they collect and distribute to the lowest imam in that LCDA.
Wow.
And the imam and Afas. In Epe, we have 6 there. So we have 5, sorry, we have 5 LCDA in Epe. So the divisional imam in Epe will come. So then the 5 division, we have other 5 LCDA there. The palliative goes down to the lowest Afa there. Then in Korodu, we have 6. Same thing happened. In Badagry, we have 10 LCDA under Badagry, and we have 23 under Ikeja. So, Mr. Israel, we were able to reach out to all the imams. Okay, now we take consideration to all Islamic organizations. We have NASFAT, we have Ansaruddin, we have Jamaat al-Islamiyah, we have Nawaruddin, we have Anwar al-Islam, we have Ahmadiyya, we have Jamali, we have NASFAT, we have Jajawiya, we have Ikhwan al-Mu'minin, we have Nadwat. No, there are a lot of them like that. So what we've been doing, many of them has the branches in each of these LCDAs across board. Well, what we do is we go to the central there, their headquarters, and we make sure everybody from each LCDA were there to have their palliative during palliative time. When Ramadan came on board, we started Ramadan on the 24th of April. So when we started, what we did was that governor says, okay, how do we get to Ramadan people? You know, they eat in the morning and they will make their breaks in the evening. So they're supposed to have been breaking. Yes, they're supposed to have been breaking at the Lagos house in Ikeja. But unfortunately, the pandemic does not allow us to go to that gathering. So in view of that, what we did was that we get governor instructed and said that, okay, all the Ramadan iftar is breaking. All the Ramadan iftar that are supposed to have been done at the Lagos house in the evening, 6:37, so should be given to everybody that comes there. So we identify them. We identify them, and we make sure that they got everything that governors give. And in a nutshell, what governor did is that in each local government, we make sure in the 57 local government, 20 local government and 37 LCA, we make sure that everybody has we get to the Muslim leaders politically. We get to the Muslim leaders politically.
So you did this throughout the whole Ramadan. You did this throughout the whole Ramadan period.
The whole Ramadan, we did it for them. That's what governor did.
But you didn't make noise about this. People don't know that these things were happening.
What we did, we make noise. We make noise, but within the Muslim community, everybody appreciates. If you listen to these lectures during Ramadan in the midnight, those everybody were saying it. AIT, LTV8, MITV, everybody is saying it. So they were appreciating. They appreciate God through His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and the office of the special advisor to the governor on Islamic matters.
Jebe, I think that the things that I'm hearing are so phenomenal that I am surprised that, you know, this wasn't given as much wide publicity beyond even the Muslim community, because this is amazing, you know, that the impression was that because of the lockdown, a lot of things that would have been done before were not done. But it is good to actually hear that you were not deterred by this and you were still creating impact to people at home. That is amazing, and we commend Mr. Governor for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Israel. What we did during the palliative time, during the lockdown, though it was not easy for many of them to come down, what we've been doing is that we have a pass. That we had a pass from the office of the head of service that give us access. We have an access pass that give us access to reach out to those. Many of them, you know, they could not sit down together. Neither they eat together outside or they make a gathering. But nevertheless, we make sure that it goes to their various homes. That's what we did then.
Wow, that's amazing. Before we continue on, you know, some of the work that you have been doing, or maybe let's continue on the work then, because I also want to speak to you about the religious tolerance in this administration and your views about it. I have my sentiment, and I am impressed with the level of religious tolerance. For example, the governor yesterday went to greet the deputy governor at home for Eid Fitri. I have seen the deputy governor go with the governor to church. I've seen the governor go with the deputy governor to the mosque. As a matter of fact, I think there was something that happened last year where you took the governor to mosque in the morning. I think it was Independence Day or something. You made sure the governor went to mosque in the morning before doing other things that he was doing. What is your comment about the level of religious tolerance from Mr. Governor and this administration?
Thank you, Mr. Israel. Religious tolerance in Lagos has been so encouraging. It is encouraging in the sense that there's a body that we call NIREC, National Inter-Religious Council. In Lagos, it is national, but in Lagos it's working. We have the Muslim involvement, and we have the Christian community too. We were together. We should appreciate the work of the Ministry of Home Affairs, especially the Department of Home Affairs that take charge of this the NIREC. What we've been doing in Lagos is that in last year, towards September, we have a day that we call a Tolerance Day. That Tolerance Day is celebrate across the board in the whole world. So Lagos, what we've been doing as a ministry is that Our ministry, we call the Muslim community, we call the leaders in the Christian community to come and give lecture as regard living coexisting, a peaceful living coexistence within ourselves. So we've been having a fair play when it comes to religion. In Lagos, there have never been any crisis. Yesterday, the chairman of CAN called me, Professor Alexandra. He called me and celebrate the year and celebrate the Eid al-Fitr with me. The secretary too called me, Babala Dura, and STV. All of them, they called me from the Christian community. There's this professor from Ikorodu, Tuashe, and Reverend Ogedengbe. All of them, they called me. Reverend Adeleke, the special advisor on Islam, on Christian affairs too. Reverend Adeleke, he was in my house yesterday evening. So to celebrate this Eid al-Fitr with me. So we are playing the game as a fair game as regard religion is concerned in Lagos.
Wow, this is amazing.
The living together is encouraging. It's encouraging. My brother, is encouraging.
Honorable Jebe, without a doubt, it is shown from the leadership of the state, from how His Excellency, Mr. Governor, and the deputy even relate with each other. It shows the level at which religion and faith will not divide the people of Lagos because they have shown significant leadership. Moving on from there, what would you consider the biggest achievements of your ministry in terms of religious fostering religious collaboration, and also what have in the last 1 year, what are the achievements of your office in particular, not even the Ministry of Home Affairs, your office of the SA on Islamic Affairs, what are the achievements that you have done to support Mr. Governor in the last 1 year?
Thank you, Mr. Dayo Israel. What we have been doing in my office as the special advisor, we make sure that there is a registration of Muslim organizations and all other Islamic fora that is not in a system before, are not having a record with the government. What we have been doing is that we make sure that we formalize them, that we have a good protocol list, that we encourage anybody that is coming to that office tomorrow, that we assist the person religiously as Islamically to put everybody's interest in the government. That is one. Two, what we have done as the special advisor to the governor, we update government and we update the Muslim community about the policy of the government. We tell them how government runs. Many of our people, they are Arabic literate. They understand Arabic far. Like you cannot understand, we cannot know the level of their understanding. But we have to let them know this is the way government runs. Because many were not in the know that government can reach out to them as we have done, as government have done, as this government itself has done to them during this pandemic. And we could not get this thing done unless we have their record. That the record has been our achievement, that we were able to reach out to them as it is. Then secondly, thirdly, what we did as my office, that we make sure that our governor recognizes the office of all the leaders. We make sure that government recognizes the office of all the leaders in the Islamic setting, and all their requests should be is being channeled through my office to the office of His Excellency
the Governor.
We were able to organize for the past 27 years. Lagos State has not hosted the national Quranic competition. In the whole Nigeria came to Lagos to recite the whole Holy Quran as a competition. It was done this January 4. We were at the Teslim Balogun Then in my office, my office is supervising that affairs. So the whole Nigeria were in Lagos, and governor donate two good car for the leaders in the female category, and one car, a brand new car for the male category, the winner in the male category, respectively. So in view of this, we have done a lot as regards the presence of the religion in the government. And the government's recognition of this regard.
What do you think is the role of faith-based institution and the religious sector in promoting good governance? And how are you engaging them to ensure that the government is meeting the needs of the people? And also, how have you been able to leverage your office to promote good hygiene habits in this COVID season?
You see, what we have been doing as a government official, the faith, there is no government that we like or we want to play with religious faithful in any form. Sometimes, if there's a crisis in the religion, if there's a crisis or a dispute in the religion setting, it is sometimes not easy for government to settle immediately.
Yes.
What we have been doing is that we make sure that we were at the point of any need of any religious. Excuse me. We are at any what I'm saying. We are on the point of the need of all the religious organizations. Many of their needs or their requests is channeled to my office. I will tell them, this is what government can do before forwarding it, and this is what government cannot do. This is what you can do yourself. And we tell them area where we do better, an area where they are supposed to get this thing done to themselves. So, nevertheless, in religion, it is a sensitive, office. It's a sensitive office. Because if we look at this pandemic now, the directive of His Excellency is that in order to cope or in order to face this spread of COVID-19 or coronavirus, what government did was, one of the measures they take is to close the congregational centers like prayer ground or Muslim mosque or Muslim Asalatu grant, all these things. So, though initially it was tough for the Muslim community, I must confess to you, in the Muslim, we have Jumat service in the central mosque, and we have other prayers that is done daily, like 5 times in the morning, in the first afternoon, the mid-afternoon, in the evening, first evening, and the late evening prayer. This 5 daily prayer, it is done in the mosque, it is done congregationally. But when government come on board and said, okay, one of the measures that will be taken is to make sure that these centers of prayer must be closed down. So we had a meeting with the leaders in the Muslim community. My office, myself, and the Honorable Commissioner for Home Affairs, we were there to have a meeting with the Muslims separately. We had a meeting with the Christian faithful separately. Then we now have a joint meeting together, where we now come out to give the verdict. A communique was read after the meeting. So we thank God we were able to leverage. Leverage the relationship of the government and the Muslim circle.
Honorable, something happened, as you know, in Agege during the COVID crisis, when the mosque, I think they were beating officials of the government and all of that. How have you been able to seek the collaboration of the Muslim community, in particular mosque like that, moving forward subsequently after that incident? And what role did your office play in the intervention of that incident in Agege Mosque?
Thank you very much. When the news came to me that the Alaja Mosque in Agege is operating fully I went there, I met the Serki of that Alaja mosque, I met the chief imam of that mosque. So in doing this job, I can't do it alone. I called on Honorable Ganiu Egunjobi, the chairman of Agege local government. So we were together in the second meeting. We told them that what is happening now is a pandemic. It is not just ordinary a disease or a virus that spread within a circle of places, but it is a general issue. But we make them to, actually they don't understand, because largely they are dominated environment. So we were able to talk to the leaders, and actually, in a nutshell, they accepted our pledge. And I was there when the place was locked. I and Honorable Egunjobi locked that place, and we left. So, and they were happy, because we told them if this thing happens to one person, it can transfer to the other person within this, a period of time. So, like about 100 people can have it within a short period of time. So they were very happy. So, and we locked the place, and there was no any problem. I visited the place during this Ramadan. I visited the place twice, and I saw the imam there, and the imam told me, I see the place remain closed, and the imam says they are still looking forward to see me, and we should tell them when to reopen the place. And I told them they should be listening to the radio, and as soon as governor give verdict, so we reopen praying centers. Not their own alone, that is done across the whole state.
The state. Amazing, amazing. Honorable, you are at the forefront of the pilgrimage, Islamic pilgrimage in Lagos State. What have you done differently since you took over the mantle on that area? Obviously, you play a key role in how the pilgrimage is being managed and is being run. Can you please explain to us what you've done differently to make it more effective since Mr. Governor took over last year?
When Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, when he took over the month of power in Lagos, the number of the pilgrims in Lagos has already come down from 4,077 to 1,600. The pilgrims. What we did when we took over the power, when I was appointed as the special advisor in that regard, what I did was that there are some people that are not happy with the movement and the going of that place, as maybe the last administration was not taking care of them. What I did was that I called my first meeting was to meet the stakeholders, the people that has, in that area. I don't go to market, and Lagos State official doesn't go to market. We have some people. They are the people that they know. Okay, Imam, I want to go to Hajj. Okay. If you bring your money, they go to Muslim boards to buy their forms, and they do all necessary things for them. I call those people that brings people. We have some people that has over 200 pilgrims that they normally come with. They have people that have over 150, 300, and numerous of them. I identify them. I know them before because I have been there over the time. So what we did is that to call those people, that they are grieved people, they are not happy that the last administration was not doing it fine with them. I said, okay, what we do in this regard is this. Let us sit down together and see which area is the problem. So don't divert your pilgrims elsewhere anymore. So bring them back here. And they were doing that now. As before pandemic, we started the sales of form on the 24th of November 2019. So as at January, as at this February, end of February, we have over 2,000 people that have bought forms.
Wow!
So which the number is is going as higher as is possible. As I'm talking to you, if not for the pandemic, we will have reached the tail of over close to 4,000 pilgrims that we normally have as our slot. Now, what we've been doing now is that we are trying to make sure that we have all that it takes to change to reform the activities. We are trying to change or to reform the activities of the scheduled officers. The scheduled officers are the officers that were given a schedule to handle local government, by local government. What we do in that place is to cut the whole 57 local government back to the 20 original local government. Now we have a have a staff in the ministry, and we have a staff at the Muslim Pilgrims Board that we give them a schedule, like, okay, so person Andu Adege, so person Andu Ajeromi, so person Andu Alimosho, so person Andu Ifakojaye, Apapa, all those things. So whilst we have them, now we reform it. We put people that are highly, the people that have respect for themselves, and people that will have respect for the intending pilgrims, because it is a lot of money, and somebody cannot bring such amount of money like 1,300,000. If you bring such amount of money, and somebody that at the end of receiving end is not regarding is not respecting you. I don't know, Mr. Dayo Israel. It's not easy to get such amount of money.
Yes, sir.
And you patronize me ahead. So what we did was that we have to rearrange, to reform the place. That is what we did, and we put a respective people there to manage the going, under my supervision and the supervision of the Honorable Commissioner for Home Affairs.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent, my special advisor. Someone is asking, Fakobas says, is there sure Hajj in 2020?
Yes, we are waiting for, yes, Hajj, and as it is now. Initially, when Ramadan was 15, the Ministry of Hajj in Saudi Arabia told the National Hajj Commission that they will be giving each country 15% of the total number of slots that to perform Hajj. So, as it is now, they have not changed that number, or that figure rather, but they said on the 27th of Ramadan, which is on the 27th of Ramadan, that was on last week Thursday, they told us that, okay, the Ministry of Hajj in Saudi Arabia will be announcing the final verdict on Hajj 2020 tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So we are waiting for the National Hajj Commission, because in these Hajj issues, all states, we are under a national body. That national body is, we call them the National Hajj Commission in Abuja. So they will relate. We are relating with the National Hajj Commission to hear from them what is the final word of the Ministry of Hajj from Saudi Arabia as regards Hajj 2020.
From Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Ibrahim Jebe says, what has been the punishment for violators of social distancing in the worship centers this COVID period? I want to believe that there's no even worship activities going on in worship centers based on the order of Mr. Governor and the President, but maybe he's talking about those who have gone ahead to still congregate despite the instruction of the government.
Actually, we Honorable Dayo, as regard worship centers concerned, we don't have a record of anybody congregating for any prayer. And if we have, we hand over the person to the necessary authority, and the necessary punishment will be accorded as regard.
Special advisor, I think I have another question. A lot of people are watching, and I have another question from Esfon Safil. It says, my SSA, good to have you here. I really appreciate the role that Alhaji Gani Egunjobi played with the issue. He went there and fumigated the mosque and the environment before sealing it up. The problem is that those people really to comply with the government. I think it meant that people are not ready to comply with the government. And that's where the role of reorientation comes in. Honorable Special Advisor, what do you think is the role of religion or your office in helping the governor achieve the team? the team agenda? And what role are you going to be playing in achieving the team agenda over the next 3 years?
Thank you very much, Honorable Dayo. What we did at the locking down of that place, myself and Honorable Gani Wekunjobi were there when the place was fumigated. So what we did then was that we called, because these are Hausa people. Larger number of them does not speak our language, and some of them does not understand much English. What we did was we communicate to the Serki and the Imam, so people that speak their language, and we were able to talk to them, and they accepted. Though it was difficult, I must confess to you, it was difficult for us to achieve such, but with the grace of God, we were able to have it as it is. And what we've been doing as regard the team is that our ministry, you know, team agenda of His Excellency cannot be done only with in a unit under a ministry. So it is a joint assignment from the Ministry of Home Affairs, where my office is belong. So we have been doing everything possible in line with the team agenda of His Excellency, Mr. Governor.
Excellent. Honorable Jebe, as you know that people are going through a lot of financial challenge in this period, people are seeking the face of God, and people are expecting some support. Moving further as this continues, what are your advice to Muslims who are watching this, in particular in this season?
What I will say, during Ramadan, what governor did was that anybody, all the units that came, I mean, let's say for example, Ikorodu division, Ikeja division, all the mosques under them, as the whole it is, governor gave them money for Ramadan, and he gave them food for Ramadan, even and including the Islamic organizations, as I've earlier mentioned. It's not just only food. It is attached with money, which were given accordingly and appropriately to everybody in that line. Now, as it is, God Almighty says in the Holy Quran that He will test you. We will test you with many things. One, He said, He said, He will test you. You will have fear. Fear of what you have never seen. Everybody will be fear. Look at what is happening now. Everybody is fearing. I can't go and meet Honorable Dayo in his house. Neither he can come to my office and say, Alhaji Jebe, let me come and greet you. Everybody is fear. God says He will test you people. He will test your faith. That He will test you. Maybe you will have faith in God. He said He will test you in another level. You will not, your business will paralyze. He said He want to test the faith in you. God says He will test you. And He said many of you will be dying. You will see people that you know, you will die. These people will die today. They tell you Sule died yesterday, Yaya died today. Everybody, people that are closer to you will die, and you will see them dying. He said He want to test your faith. That how will you trust God? How will you believe in Him? He said, Wabashir Sabirin. He said, oh, Prophet Muhammad, tell them to have patience. Alladina isa asabatuhum musiba qalu inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Those people that says everything comes from God and to Him everything returns. Tell them to have faith in me. Tell them to have faith in me. Tell them to be patient. Tell them to be prayerful. At this point, we need prayer. And governor has have done that. Honorable Dayo Israel, I'm telling you categorically here that governor has we have selected the Muslim leaders, the Muslim alphas in the Christian faithful and in the Muslim faithful to pray for this state and pray for Nigeria as a whole. All that is needed to do all these things have been done by His Excellency.
Everything is distorted right now. What arrangement have you made to continue to help children to continue Ehikioya with the current scenario? How do you expect that children will continue to read and learn about Islam when they are naturally not able to go to school to do their Islamic studies? What innovation? For example, teaching is going on by the Ministry of Education and SUBEB on television. Do you have an arrangement for children to also continue to learn Ehikioya online or on television?
Larger number. What we've been trying to do now. I met with the chairman and the president of Arabic Union of Nigeria. We had a meeting before yesterday. That was on Thursday, last week Thursday. We had a meeting with the executive of the Union of Arabic Teachers. Union of Arabic Teachers are the people that teaches Arabic, Ehikioya, all these things. In this, on the street, in the mosque, and in available space. So when we had a meeting, we told them. I told them that there is a process where we can engage your students, these small kids, to continue their Ehikioya despite there is a stay at home and not congregating in a single place. But the complaint they made to me was that many of their parents are not having access to Android phone. They don't have access to laptop. Yes, gadget to use.
What about radio? What about radio and television?
Actually, we were not thinking in that line. We're not thinking in that line. So what we have been doing is that we make sure that that we were looking at Android and we're looking at other access to get across to the student. Yeah,
because everybody can be on radio. It's cheap and it's available. They don't even need light. Even their Palasa phone has an inbuilt radio when they just put an headphone.
By the time we look in that regard, to buy a slot too, it goes a long way. To buy a slot in the radio, if it is Radio Lagos, if it is any other means of getting through across to the children through radio, sometimes it's expensive. It's expensive.
Absolutely.
But we'll be looking. We will have a way of getting that. But the Union of Arabic Teachers, many of them are not having they are not having that large sum of money to take care of such a bill. Such bill.
Absolutely. Another thing I wanted to ask you. Lagos has won the Best in Hajj Operation Award, Best Hajj Operation Award over these years. What is the secret of this consistency of excellence? What do you do differently than other states?
Yes, orderliness. I'm saying it. Orderliness, self-respect, go by the law of the land in Saudi Arabia. And be appropriate and articulate, proactiveness. Those are things that we take in place. Those are things that we use as an instrument for our winning and achieving that regard.
Excellent. Orderliness and being true to oneself. Lagos is always known to be a center of excellence, and I give you a big kudos to that. As I begin to wrap up, let me come to you and then I go to Mr. Governor. You've worked in different capacity and in different administration in Lagos State. What has been your guiding principle? What has been your key lesson that has fostered your successes over the years, in particular in the political terrain? What is the secret?
Integrity. Integrity.
Can you explain more of that?
For anybody to remain, at the focus or at the end of a watch, you must protect your integrity. Respect to others. Do what is necessary. Dedicate. delegation. You dedicate yourself for that job and you delegate at the same time to necessary quotas. You actually, my brother, you have to respect your integrity. Put your integrity first, and you should be God fearing. You must have God fearing. People are watching. People are watching you. People are watching you. I've been in the government over the years. I was there for a period of time. Yes, I've been in the government for a long time. But nevertheless, it is not being there, but how well have you been doing that will give you, additional assignments to be, that will give you additional hope for additional assignments. Though it is not easy. There are a lot of contenders. There are a lot of contenders. There are a lot of pressures, external pressures. But nevertheless, people of high quality will know what is what quality is. That is it.
Absolutely. Finally, how would you rate Mr. Governor's performance in the last 1 year? He says that his vision is to build a greater Lagos. Would you say that we're on the path to a greater Lagos? How would you rate Mr. Governor's performance in his first year?
My brother is excellent. In his first year is excellent. There are this
I think, I'm not sure I can hear you on this side. We're having some network challenges. Special advisor, can you hear me? I think he's having some network challenges, but I'm sure that he'll be back on in a few minutes. So please, let's wait for him to get his final comment, and then we can continue in the conversation today with the special advisor to the governor of Lagos on religious affairs, Islamic matters. Please bear with us. He's back in the studio.
Hello. I will rate this the issue of this pandemic. I'm sorry, the internet went off. The issue of this pandemic has given His Excellency a higher level of performance and credit. So when the imported virus came in, well, it was tough. And he did a very fantastic. He's there. He stood by the game. He stood by it, and he made it right. Everybody commends his efforts. Besides that, my office as the special advisor on religious matters, governor has always been there for us in the need of religious aspects. If we need anything from him, it is done within a tickle of height. So he has done credibly. All the Muslim community in Lagos are praying for him. Everybody enjoyed the going, and everybody is happy with his work. So we thank God, and we pray that Almighty God will continue to strengthen his power, to strengthen him in all he's doing.
Before I let you go, I want you to tell us one funny experience you've had with Mr. Governor in the last 1 year. I'm sure you've had many, but tell us one of the funny experience that you've had with Mr. Governor that just like, oh my God, this man is something else. Tell us about it.
Thank you. When we were doing this Ramadan list, I was with him one night, myself and the chief of staff. So we took a list of Muslim leaders to him. He checked it. He said, "Oh, what's all this? What are these people that you are writing together? Come on, you take this thing away from me." I was shocked. Oh, what's this man? I was shocked. So later he went to his office and he came back later. He came back and said, "Oh, okay. okay, I will consider what Jebe has brought. So I was happy, but for the moment he threw this on me, I was like, you said, what are these list we are bringing? All these things, and come on, you think government is like before? Government cannot continue Bashen. This is not this, you give me Bashen. What is this Bashen? Will you take this thing away from me? I was shocked, my brother.
So in other words, Mr. Governor is like, you need to be more effective, you need to be proactive, you need to be innovative.
Exactly. So he now checked the list, we now sit down together. He said, okay, put on all these lights. So we now actually the light in that place we are was like about 3 lights that was on. So he himself now went around and started putting all the lights. So when he put the lights, the whole place brightened. So he starts checking the list again. It's okay. I will consider what Jebe has brought. So, but for that few minutes, it wasn't a joke.
You were trembling. That's VOS for you. He's an amazing man. And that's why he's attracted a lot of people who believe in him and his vision for a greater Lagos. And that's why a lot of people are rallying around to say, we're going to support this man to make sure that he succeeds and to make sure that his administration is impactful in the life of Nigerians and Lagosians in particular. Thank you, Honorable Special Advisor Jebe Abdullahi Ahmed. We hope that you've enjoyed your time on the CovInspiration. I've had a great time talking to you. Let me tell you the truth. I had no idea that you were doing this much in your office until this conversation. So I believe that is the same thing for a lot of people who are watching this show right now. Most people had no idea the length of work that you were doing in your ministry.
It was fantastic. Okay, you see what I've just told you. I said the special advisor on Christian matters is also with me to celebrate Eid al-Fitr. So you can imagine. So indirectly or directly, you can see him. So Honorable Dayo, Israel. Yes, we are together.
Wow.
So, but we are keeping our distance.
Yes,
so with my friends.
Fantastic. Good to see you,
sir. Keeping distance. Wow. So everybody is keeping distance. So it is nice having you two, Dayo, Israel. I'm happy having you this evening, and we continue to discuss on the government issue as appropriate time.
Absolutely. I must congratulate you again, Honorable Jebe. You are doing a great work, and we pray that the Almighty will continue to strengthen you and increase you on every side. A lot of our viewers are saying hi to you. They love the point you have said, and they love the presentation, and they greet you. Salaam Lateef says hi. Ibrahim Jebe, Fakobas, Kola, Adewale, Princess Ziba, Alejo Aziz, all of them have sent messages. Mr. Sholadu is also here, is also saying hi. And Ibrahim Jebe from Lagos Island, he said, the entire Lagos Island is so proud of SH Honorable Jebe, is making us proud. Comrade Ibrahim Jebe from Lagos Island. We wish you good luck. Have a great time. I think there's one more comment before we go. Okay. Okay, let me just take this one before I let you go. Eson Safi says a church in Germany. I don't know if you can see the comment on the screen. It says a church in Germany's capital, Berlin, has helped the nearby mosque comply with physical distancing guidelines by hosting Friday prayer in a move hailed as an amazing sign of solidarity. We hope that you can use your office to form unity in Lagos. In Berlin, Germany, Safi says a church has released their church facility for the Muslims to come and do their Islamic service in Berlin, Germany. That is amazing. I hope that we will get there someday in Lagos, that the church can be used for Muslim prayer or the mosque can be used for a church service in tolerance of one another. Thank you so much, Special Advisor. Have a great evening and God bless you, sir.
I appreciate you, Dayo.
Can you hear me, sir?
I'm happy having you too. I can hear you very well. Thank you very much. And I'm happy having you too. So I'm available at your request. Thank you and God bless you.
God bless you too, sir.